How low will MATIC go? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video right now. I'm looking at the daily chart for MATIC, and I'll come back and take a look at this in just a second. You can see the rising channel that we've been in for a while, but it looks like we're starting to break out toward the low side, and we want to talk about that. I'm switching to TradingView real quick, which is one of my favorite tools to use for the crypto market. We're going to look at their technical analysis to kind of take a temperature of the market right now. On their 1 day, they're showing a buy. Oscillators are neutral with moving averages a buy. On the 1 week, looks like also a buy. Oscillators a buy, moving averages a buy. And on the 1 month, let's see, looks like we have a buy. Oscillators are neutral, moving averages buy. You can look over here on the right and see we're having a green day so far across crypto. Yesterday was a bloodbath. It was red on pretty much every crypto, including Bitcoin. And the green day has not in any way made up for the red from yesterday, but at least we are green for now. In fact, since I mentioned it, this is what happened yesterday in Bitcoin. In the last 2 days, we've gone from a high of 49,000 to a low of 41.5. And you can see the big red day we had yesterday. And of course, we're green today, but much smaller green does not make up for the red we were at yesterday. And we'll talk about how that affects MATIC. All right, zooming out. Let's look at this rising channel we've been in for a little bit. This is not a perfect channel. It doesn't have the right tops and bottoms, but it does give you graphically an easy way for your eyes to digest the price movements over the past couple of months, and that's what patterns are for. It breaks down all this chaotic movement, and it just, this is a daily. Just imagine if we looked at the 5-minute and tried to figure out from a 5-minute chart what's happening for the next year. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. So we zoom out and we try to find patterns. So this is a upward rising channel that we've been in MATIC since October, when crypto and MATIC took off and started making their highs, which it looks like MATIC's high came almost at 1.1 back in December. Since then, MATIC has been behaving like most other crypto, and that is it's been giving back some of those gains that it had made over the past 2 months. So we're not terribly worried right now. We were at, let's say, 0.5, just to give us a round number back in October. MATIC doubled, and still we're at 0.88, which is a very, very good profit, a very good move in 2.5, 3 months. So there are no complaints coming out of this mouth right here. But I do think we have the chance of heading lower in the next couple of days / couple of weeks. I'm not worried about it long term, certainly not worried about crypto long term. I'm just talking about in the short term. And one reason for that, as you can see, we have fallen out of this rising channel. Now we have gained back into the channel, and this is yesterday, this big red candle yesterday. And we've got a green candle today, but that's simply because Bitcoin. Everything at this point seems to be following Bitcoin, and MATIC is doing the same. So we'll actually get more value looking at Bitcoin right now. So we're going to go back to that chart. This is also the upward rising channel that Bitcoin has been in since December. This is the nice move up, and this pin right here, this wick right here, up into the 49,000 level, is the move made after the ETFs were approved. This was the day after the move. And you can see price went from 46,000 to 49, and then has been rejected very strongly down. And like I said, we've already talked about this candle yesterday. Now, this is not a surprise. Let me take a look at the weekly too. This weekly is just nasty. This rising channel popped to this level right here, and they've got a big old wick. The bad thing about a wick is, especially these big wicks here, is that means there was a lot of sellers and there were quick sellers. So once price got to this level, everyone started selling. Not everyone, but a lot of people started selling, and it pushed the price down. That's for a couple of reasons. I've seen some videos on YouTube from people smarter than me explaining why that is, but a couple of the reasons are price had been rising in anticipation of the approvals of the ETFs. Everyone was assuming the ETFs were going to be approved, so they were buying and positioning themselves for an increase, and that happened. From October to December, Bitcoin had a nice increase. And once the ETFs happened, perhaps everyone realized that, okay, what we thought was happened has happened. Let me take some profits. And so we have seen some price moving down. There's even some explanations on YouTube about some movements among the ETFs and Vanguard not offering the Bitcoin ETF and all of that, causing price to fall. But the fact of the matter is price has fallen, and that's a bad thing about this wick. A lot of sellers sold heavily. It does look like to me we're going to challenge over the next few days the bottom of this channel and perhaps even break down to 40,000 in Bitcoin and challenge 40,000. And some are even saying that we may slide on down into 34,000 to 38,000 to find our next base while we wait for the Bitcoin halving coming up sometime in April. So Bitcoin has fallen, and I do think that's one reason. MATIC has fallen. Now, the weekly doesn't look nearly as bad, but you can't help but notice price has been making lower lows and lower highs. Let's call this a high. Let's call this a low. Let's call this a high. That's a lower high, a lower low. So far, a lower high. We haven't broken this, and we could be aiming for a lower low. So here's what looks like it's going to happen. Bitcoin is back under 43,000 right now. It's not going to surprise me to see that down at 40. If Bitcoin falls to 40, I expect MATIC to fall out of this channel and start challenging 0.8 again. We've been below 0.8 several times in the last couple of months. That is no problem. We will have no fear. I'm just saying that this level right here looks like if we break that 0.8, we're going to be somewhere between 0.73 and 0.8 for a bit and see if the market buys that back up or if we base right there. I think that's going to depend on if Bitcoin falls to 40,000 or if it falls below 40,000. Let's look at the same levels in MATIC. If Bitcoin hits 40,000, makes sense that we're going to be here. If Bitcoin falls below 40,000, we could actually drop below this range into 0.7. Now, crypto has a way of making fools out of all of us at some points, and it doesn't take long. We still haven't gotten out of this channel right here, and we still haven't even touched 40,000. So I could wake up in 2 days and find us back at the top of this channel for Bitcoin, back at 47,000, challenging 48. If that happens, I expect MATIC to make a higher high, and we'll be telling a different story. That's why the market develops. You have to come up with your thesis based on how the market is developing and the latest in the market. Right now, this is the area to watch for, this 0.8. I do think we'll tag it here soon. I don't think we're looking at making any highs right now. I was looking at this chart earlier. Let's see, obviously this 1 is a nice round psychological number, so we have to watch that level. So we could range into that. I don't anticipate us making any highs. I don't see us breaking the December high in MATIC anytime soon unless Bitcoin goes crazy. So right between this level right here, it's a big level, but look, it's the level we've been in since November. MATIC has just been ranging basically right here, and it's not going to surprise me to start finding it down here again. Perhaps it'll be bought back up when it hits this level, and perhaps not. I do think it will all depend on Bitcoin and the crypto market in general. So we just have to kind of see what Bitcoin's going to do and how MATIC reacts. I'll keep you updated on the price either way. Be sure to check back. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care.